These are bad. Yeah. I'm on now. Oh. Where you at, y'all? Oh God, man. Oh, I forgot that part. I don't own any rights to this music. Oh shit. Something block me. Hey, y'all. All right, time for a little storytelling. Let's go, y'all. Live on top of the world. All right, so I'm spending my 30 minutes with y'all while I sit here and style up my hair. We're going to talk about a few things. We're going to chop it up. We're going to discuss a few things about life. We are going to, and I want y'all to engage with me. I want y'all to engage with me. I want y'all to share, give input, all those amazing things, right? As I share and talk about a few things. So hey y'all, welcome to my channel. I am Coach Shalimar Reese, and if you don't know by now, I ain't going nowhere. Let's get into it. The first thing I want to talk about is I'm gonna welcome you if you're new here for the first time. I want to welcome you, and I want you to feel free to engage. Feel free to share your comments and stuff. So I am getting ready for my birthday, y'all. It is Aries season. Where my Aries at? It is Aries season, and I am sitting here doing my hair. And so I said, I want to go live with my community, my YouTube community, and discuss a few things and have a conversation about life, about age, about wisdom, about adulting, about maturing. So this is just a little story time during our challenge. If you don't know by now, we are on a challenge. We are on a 30-day challenge for the month of April. 30 minutes of reading your word, 30 minutes of prayer, 30 minutes of worship music, 30 minutes of inspiring yourself, 30 minutes of pouring into yourself. And so today, as I sit here and just unravel my hair, I just want to just talk about I have arrived. A couple of months ago, I put a post, I shared, I don't even know if you guys say post here, but I shared a shorts. I shared the shorts about 50 and have arrived at the age of 50. Yeah, I know. So I don't look 50. I know. I'm blessed. Thank God. I'm blessed. Thank God, as the old folks would say. I don't look like what I've been through. And so my birthday is coming. And so I just wanted to during my birthday time, I often reflect. I don't know if you do that, but every age I turn, I take the opportunity to reflect on that year or reflect on years and being grateful for having to have made it another year because there are so many people that have not made it to see 50, 51, 52, whatever. Even now, they're dying even younger now. They're dying way younger now. And so I'm just really just grateful that I've made it to see it that far. And so for those who are locks and natural, and you are also looking for natural ways of doing your hair or ways of redoing and doing your hair over while I'm doing my hair, I'm going to also share some tips on how I uh restyle my locks. My locks are very long. This is my hair. It's, you guys already seen pictures and of me with my locks. It's long. And so I get a little tired of my locks just sometimes. And so sometimes before I go to the through the feeling of where I want to cut it, I do different things. I add color to it, and I add some hair to it. That's all I love about being a natural. You could kind of just do different things. But the only thing I cannot do is I cannot add bundles to it because it's down my butt. So no bundles. But I could do twist styles and stuff. So this is the process so far. This is what I've gotten done, and I'm loving it. I'm loving the color. I'm loving everything. And so it's a 2 day process actually. I started it the other day. I colored it and then I twisted it, right? And so now I'm just gonna just add this here on it. And so this is my 30 minutes that I'm going live with you all to just discuss um what becoming 50 have done, and how I've learned so much, and just really unlearning to relearn. Hi. Hi, hi, hi. Just really to unlearn and to relearn a lot of stuff about yourself. Hey y'all. And so just being grateful for life, and being able to start all over. And so I have arrived. I have arrived, y'all. I have arrived. And some people is like, what do you mean you've arrived? You think you better than, or you've gotten all these degrees and all. No, it's not even about a degree. It's about a mindset. I am a confidence and mindset life coach, and it's about a mindset. It's about challenging yourself to be great. It's about rediscovering. Sometimes people have to pivot. Sometimes people have to reinvent themselves. It's all about really still going and moving when life tells you you can't, or when situations knock you down and you can't. And you're like, I don't know how to. So I'm here to let you know that yes, at the age of 50, I have arrived. I have arrived with confidence. I have arrived with wisdom. I have arrived with understanding who I am and loving the natural beauty that I possess. Listen, if you are following me and if you are here now and you are lacking confidence and you are lacking feeling unseen, feeling unvalued, feeling like you don't matter, listen, Coach Solomon Reese is certified to be able to help you come out of that mind frame. But right now, as I continue to unpack this story, follow me. Follow me a moment. Follow me into my 40s. Follow me into my 30s. Follow me into my 20s. Oh my God, because when you're 20, you certainly do not want what you've accepted when you are uh in your 30s. Sounds like magazine. Well, it really isn't. It really isn't. It's just it's lived. It's lived experience. Thank you for sharing that. It's lived experience. I've lived and I am living on my highest self. I have trained and really helped myself to um evolve as it relates to become her, higher, equipped, and ready to sit in front of this YouTube when the old me would have been like, no, what they gonna think, what they gonna say. Oh God, I would have never came on live with my hair like this, you know. But I love the way that the society is now. You can be yourself. You can be yourself and be liked, can be yourself and be loved, or can be yourself and make an impact. I'm more so here to make an impact. I'm more so here to help women find their voices, help them to become from feeling unseen to from feeling stuck. That's what my journey and my purpose here in life is. And so when you're 20, you make a lot of mistakes trying to figure yourself out, trying to learn who you are. The world screams at you, telling you you should be this, you should like that. So you can't really find yourself. And if you're a 20-year-old and you are in life and you don't have the proper guidance, don't have the father, just don't have the influence that you need, then you're really stuck. But once you start really, leaning leaning to the one who really to the source who really purpose you in life, that is God. That is God. Excuse me, Chloe, don't do that. That is God. I'm sorry, my daughter decides to come walking in here while I'm on the live. That is God. He's the one who gives you purpose. He's the one who gives you life. And so learning that best part of waking up. Best part of waking up. I like, is that it? Yes. What do you mean waking up in the morning or waking up to find out who you are? Like what do you mean by that? Because that's a good question, but like which way am I to answer that? Because you could become awakened to, yourself of who you are, or you could. The best part of waking up in life today, the morning, embracing the morning is, I get to see my baby. I get to do life all over again. You know what I mean? The best part of waking up and waking to discover who I am is I have purpose, and the purpose that I have, I'm able to instill it in others as well. That's the best part of waking up to me, if that's what you're meaning. And so when I was 20, there was things that I did that I did not know was going to affect me when I was 30, right? And so you hit your 30s. You're shaking and you're baking and you're grooving and you're feeling fine. Now you're in your 30s. You're kind of on your job that you feel is purpose, that you feel, fulfilled in, but yet not fulfilled, but paying the bills. And it helps you out in life. And so you're kind of on your way with that, and you're feeling great and you're feeling good in your 30s. Here come things that visit you from 20. And now it's making you feel like you got to stop for a little bit and decide, okay, do I allow that to follow me in my 30s or do I get rid of it? Right? So you take your time to unlearn your 20. Now you need to relearn your 30-year-old self. Right? I often says 20-year-old self, 30-year-old self, 40-year-old self, 50-year-old self. So follow me as I paint that picture for you. Because this woman you see today was definitely not the woman I was when I was 40. Nor was I the woman I was when I was 50. I mean, I'm 20, 30, or so on and so on. You evolve. You realize, you take accountability, and you evolve, and you start to accept the things. You don't blame people anymore. I stop blaming others. I stop blaming the fact that, I come from different backgrounds from others. I stopped blaming the fact that I really didn't have a father's love. I stopped blaming that and started being accountable for myself, and started saying, there's more to life than the fact of, oh, woe is me. When you stop saying woe is you, then you'll see life different. You'll really want to now go into yourself as being a good person, as being a healed person, as being a productive person. And so that's what I started doing. And as I realized, so it really started back in, I want to say, follow me back to maybe 2019, right before the pandemic. Right before the pandemic, y'all. I started really saying, I want to know more. I want to be able to help young girls. So I am a life coach, and I have a organization for young girls. It's called Our Girls Matter. I inspire, I motivate, I uplift, I teach them to value themselves and that their voices matter. I help them to become seen. Right, I help them to be able to find their identity, because a lot of our young people don't know who they are. They don't know where they're going. They don't know where they're coming from. They don't have a lot of good influences to teach them and guide them and train them. And so that's why I come in at. That's why I come in at. As my confident self that I am now, because I had to learn how to build confidence up. And it started in 2019 when I felt to go on live. And a lot of times, some of y'all might be like, I want to do it, I want to do it, and I'm scared of what they may think. I'm scared of how they may feel. I've been there. I've been there. I done it. I know what will they receive me. How will I sound? I've been there. I done it. I know. I get it. But until you find your voice within, it's all about finding your voice within. It's all about becoming her. It's all about saying, you know what? I only live once. And oftentimes that person don't emerge until wisdom, until experience. Because when you become a certain age, you start saying to yourself, listen, I lived a little, I've experienced a little, so I'm going to go out and just be a little. And so that's pretty much what happened to me. And so as I evolved, I realized that in 2019, as I started going live, as I started sharing some of my stories, as I started really speaking to a lot of different women, and I started seeing the impact that it was having, I too was healing. I too was discovering things that almost destroyed me. I too was discovering the childhood pain, and I had to embrace the young girl within me. Listen, one thing about healing, one thing about becoming her, one thing about finding your voice, it's never, never easy. It's never easy. It's hard. And sometimes it's the easy thing to do is to stay unseen. Because you're so used to not being seen. You're so used to feeling like your opinion doesn't matter. You're so used to feeling like, no one cares, no one wants to hear anyway. Gone are the days that you should feel that way. Gone are the days that I felt that way. And that's why I'm here today. And so when I say I've arrived at 50, I've arrived confident, I've arrived bold, I've arrived with knowing that I'm beautiful inside and out. Right? I just recently looked at a picture of myself and I was just like, wow, Coach Lady Shalmar, you are an amazing, beautiful woman. You have to say that sometimes. Not cocky, not arrogant, not conceited, not any of those things, but very proud, very ownership, very like, yes, yes, sis, yes. You get what I'm saying? And when you are that way, you make no apologies, and you are that way on accountability. And so as I sit here and I just share a little bit story of who I am, because I know a lot of y'all like, who's this girl just keep popping on, she got this going, these challenges and stuff like that. Just to share a little bit of who I am. I come from hello, hello, hello. I come from a place and a background of where I felt unseen, of where I felt I did not matter. Because I just feel free to tell. I just feel free to tell, and I feel like there's someone out there that needs to hear that feeling unseen is something that keeps you from moving forward. Feeling like your voice doesn't matter is something that keeps you from walking into purpose. But once you realize that, you have a lot to be seen, once you realize that you can make an impact and make a difference, then that is when you start telling your story. Stop telling this. Really? Why should I? If you don't like it or if it's doing something to you, then amen. Agree with me. You see, because purpose will lead you to speak past what people may say. Right? So I thank you for joining my live. I thank you for taking the time out to sit here with me on this live. And I pray that you get something from this live. I pray that it blesses you. I pray that it ignites something in you. I pray that it open up something in you to make you want to look within inside yourself. You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm going? Because these are the reasons why people do what they do. And I am here to do just that. And I'm Coach Shalimar Reese. And if you don't know by now, I ain't going nowhere. I ain't going nowhere. So thank you. Thank you for joining. Thank you for being a part of this community. Thank you for taking the time out. And I pray and hope that you glean and lean and follow me as I continue to become seen here on this YouTube channel. As I continue to become seen. Right? Thank you for being a part of it. So as I was saying, these are the things that you want to do, right? You want to make sure that you have enough confidence to sit here. And there was a time where I didn't. I didn't. But I walked the process. I allowed myself to heal. I allowed myself to unlearn what society and what the world and what my life experience has made me to feel and made me to believe. And there are so many women out there that feel the way that I have felt. And so I'm here for you. I'm here for you. As a child, as a young girl, These are the different mini stages 20, 30, 40. That's why I painted the picture of 20, 30, 40. Because when you're in your 20s, you're not going to want what you want. When you're in your 30s, you're not going to want what you wanted when you was in your 20s. They ain't going to matter. And in your 30s is not going to matter. And in your 40s is not going to matter. You become a whole different person. And so that's why I am here. And so as I continue to share and open up, either a day in a life, as I tell my story, as I open up and, coach you if you feel led to, join me along this journey, because life is a journey and life is challenging, and guess what, it's not easy, and to do it by yourself, you don't have to. You don't have to do life by yourself. I found out that you don't have to do life when you're by yourself. 2019, I decided I was going to become stop feeling unseen and start to be seen. In 2020, I leaned all the way in. 2021, I started discovering different things. 2023, I developed this material as it relates blueprint as it relates to becoming her. I did all of these things. I did these things. Me, the Holy Spirit, in the Word of God. Because I don't sit here by myself. I sit here confidently understanding and knowing that God created me and He's brought me thus far. And so that's what you see here. So that's my 30 minutes. I think I went a little over 30 minutes. But that's my 30 minutes. Remember, I said during our challenge, we're doing 30 minutes of prayer, 30 minutes of reading the word, 30 minutes of workout, 30 minutes of spending time with yourself and really just, becoming one with yourself. 30 minutes of whatever you have to give back into you so you could become a better you. For the next 30 days, that's what we're gonna do. So if you tap in here on this live, I'm Coach Charlamagne Reed. If you don't know by now, I ain't going nowhere. Peace.